Alright, so today we are here to learn how to make an origami rose. Alright, so this one is folded out of a piece of paper that is approximately 10 centimeters or 4-inch square. Alright, now again, since it's a square, you can actually fold it out of any size square, just as long as it's an actual square. Okay, alright, so I'm going to set this one off to the side now, and we're going to get started on showing you the actual assembly. Okay, alright, so here's our square. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get started folding it in half along the diagonal. So one point to the opposite point. Okay. Make sure it's nice and good and creased. We're going to unfold. Fold the opposite side. Opposite way. Again, along the diagonal, point to point. Okay. Make sure it's nice and creased. And you can unfold it. Now you should have an X running through your paper. Okay, so we're going to flip it over. And we're going to fold it in half again, but in this case, the normal way. Okay, so one side to the other side. Alright. Make sure it's creased nice and good. Alright, and then we're going to fold it again the other direction. Alright, again, side to side. Okay, and make sure it's creased nice and good. Alright, so it's going to end up looking like this when it's all said and done. Okay, so we're going to collapse this. So if you're holding it folded in half, you just push the points together and then lay it flat. Alright, so you're going to end up with this. It's a diamond shape and have two flaps on either side. Okay, and it's going to open on one end. Okay, alright, so we're going to need the opening at the bottom. Alright, for this next step. Okay, so we're going to take this side, this edge. Okay, of the two sides, it's going to be the side that opens. And we're going to fold it at an angle to where it meets the crease running down the center. Alright. Make sure it's creased nice and good. And you're going to do the same thing the other side. Alright. Fold it so it meets the crease running down the center. Okay, and then crease it nice and good. So you end up with something kind of like this. Okay. Now we're going to unfold these and lift up this top layer here and push these folded sides in. Alright. So that they're folded, but they're folded on the inside. Alright. See that? So it creates this kite shape on top with a flap. Alright. We're going to flip it over and we're going to repeat what we just did. So we're going to take this edge, side that opens, and fold it to where it meets the center. So we're holding it at an angle. Alright. Make sure it's nice and creased. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright. Unfold those two. Lift up the top edge. And then fold them to the inside along those creases. Alright. So again, we have that kite shape with a flap on top. And now we have 4 flaps because we also have flaps on either side. See? Alright. So there should be 4 flaps at the bottom tip now. Alright, so we're going to take this top layer one. We're going to fold it up. Alright, so it looks like this. We're going to take it and we're going to fold it to the center line. Alright. Make sure it's straight. And then crease the top. So you end up with it looking like this. Alright, we're going to unfold it. Open the 2 halves here. And then fold that tip to the inside. Okay, so it ends up looking like this. See? Alright. And then you're going to fold it down. And you're going to do this with all 4 of our points. So, fold it up. Fold it to meet the center line. Make sure it's creased good. Unfold. Open. Fold inside. Alright. Fold it up. Fold it down to meet the center line. Make sure it's creased good. Unfold. Open the flaps. Fold it to the inside. Alright. And then the final one. Again, fold it up. Fold it to where it meets the center line. Make sure it's creased good. Unfold. Open the flaps. Fold inside. Alright. Okay. So now it's going to look like this, but we need it to look like this and have all 4 of these flaps on the top part. Alright. So it's going to end up actually looking kind of like this. Okay. Now, each of these flaps are one of our petals. So we're going to hold it, okay, like this, so the flaps point up. We're going to take a flap, lay it flat, rotate, and pull down the next flap. Alright. But this point here, where the 2 flaps meet, needs to be pulled over to where it meets the center crease of the next petal over. Alright? So that you end up with it looking like this, see? Okay, I'm going to hold these 2, pull down this next flap and do the same thing. Pull that same point where the flaps meet over to where it meets the center crease of the flap that's already laying down. Alright? Pull down the last flap. Alright? Flip it over. Pull the point over. Alright? And now that these 3 are done, you have to go back and pull this first point over so it hits the center of the one you just folded down. Alright? So you end up with this. Alright? Now we're not quite done yet. We've got one last set of steps to do. Now for this next set, we're going to take a nice thin bamboo skewer here, and we're just going to roll the edges of the petals down. Alright, so we're going to do this point here, this point, and this point here on every petal. Alright. When you're done, you're going to end up with this nice, beautiful rose here. See? With nice curled edges to give it that realistic look, okay? Alright.